Hello everyone, we're back once again to Mania 4K World Cup 2024. We're back with another match coming up right here, and it's going to be probably one of the most promising ones to see. And it's going to be Chile versus New Zealand. Still with me, and we'll be commentating alongside Potassium yet again. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're getting the other country here from the OCE region, Chile versus New Zealand, and it is seed number 5 versus seed number 28, so big seed disparity between these two teams. But as you said, this one is probably a little bit more exciting than the seeds kind of suggest in a way. Most of the time when you see this seed gap, it would be more of a one-sided match, and it might still be there. I know Chile are extremely strong in pretty much every single pick this year, as we saw in the qualifiers, but New Zealand are an interesting seed number 28 in that they are this seed purely because I don't think they can really play the hybrids and the LNs very well. I think they struggle with some of their players on those picks in particular. But if you go back and look at stage 2 from New Zealand, they almost actually beat Chile's Rice scores on that one in particular. So I think New Zealand have the Rice accuracy and consistency to be able to play these easier round of 32 maps.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like given the tournament dynamic between the Chile and New Zealand, the most renowned one is probably the Chile especially, but we got some couple of renowned names out here which should be expecting to do very well on this pool, especially on the early game side of things. And we already saw like a couple of scores in the qualifiers, and that's already a tall ask for couple of people over there that to be able to outperform everyone on the lobby, especially. Yeah,
we're looking at Muka in particular on the side of Chile. Muka, also known as Muchi, is one of the players that you would be looking out for just in general throughout the entire tournament. One of the strongest players just in the world in general. So some of the accuracies that we're probably going to be seeing from them today might be a little bit absurd.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna be seeing Ignite My Heart Protect by New Zealand. The SV choice here seems interesting enough to look at, and we're gonna be just seeing Protect Brain Rigid Girl from Chile. Just like the easiest hell pick in the pool.
Yeah, so Chile looking to target the LNs makes a lot of sense. I believe that should have been the plan anyway for them. New Zealand maybe going for the SVs. That's going to be interesting to see which of these teams comes out on top in terms of the SV, but it's good to see that New Zealand, at the very least, has been practicing, has been learning those SV maps.
Yeah, taking the time to enjoy a bit of a niche skill set in general is kind of a plus point in itself, especially when your team doesn't know how they're going to perform in SVs, but they are pretty much well prepared, so I'm kind of interested to see that.
And it looks like this is going to be the bans now. Rice 5 going to be the ban away from Chile, targeting that Rice pool, and it looks like we might be actually seeing both SV maps staying up once again for the second match in a row. So, yeah, first time I'm actually seeing Rice 5 being banned, actually. So Chile not liking the chances of choke potential on that map in particular, and the LN1 makes a lot of sense for New Zealand to be banning away as well.
Yeah, and obviously, like the most popular band being low, being the nostalgic loss or long, like very understandable. They don't want to cope with the releases that does exist on there, so we're not getting that out of them. So at least so far in the tournament, Long Note 1 has been like the most polarizing one to learn and practice on it.
I think that's going to be a trend in general. It's always been a trend, right? The LN1 slot usually means, the coordination-focused, the release-focused LN, which is the kind of skill set that if you're not really comfortable in LN, if you haven't practiced that in particular, then that is absolutely the least comfortable map in the entire pool. So it looks like it's New Zealand's first pick here.
Oh, okay. Senkura Korea as the jump street. Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. We're gonna go with that.
So they're going to go
Jump stream
for
to start off here, huh?
yeah, early jump stream pick. They're going to be banking on the accuracy, and as we said, New Zealand's Rice accuracy is actually very solid, especially for a seed 28. They did get, I think, seed number 11 in stage 2 when it came to the Rice accuracy stage. So they do have that level of Rice consistency, but whether it's enough to keep up with Chile, we're gonna have to see that right now.
Yeah, a bit shy of the top 10 in terms of like the qualifier seeding, especially when if you count like the jump stream. I believe it was stage 7, and in of itself, top 10 is a competition for that stage 7 in particular, especially when everyone has such very high accuracies. And this is what they're going to target, but on the other hand, taking off Chile off that is it's a steep climb, but they would hopefully have to miss to make sure New Zealand has to.
So these are the 3 players that we are going to be expecting for all the Rice maps for New Zealand. Brobeats, Midian, and Blixer are the 3 players that played everything. We're going to get Muchi, Zan, and also, I believe is it Benja? I think it's Benja.
Sure, let's go.
I'm going to go with that.
Sure.
But Chile, of course, having a really deep roster themselves as well. There's a lot of players that can play the Rice picks for Chile. They swapped out their roster a few times during that qualifier run as well. So a bit of a deeper team pool on that team as well would help out in the long run for some of these maps potentially.
All right, let's see how this goes. Especially, I'm not particularly all that well thought about most of the New Zealand players, but seeing their scores, they should be fine. But whether or not it beats Chile is going to be put into question.
So let's see what the accuracies are like in this pick. I'm expecting some fairly high accuracies across the board on this one, especially given New Zealand first picked it. And of course, a fairly long map as well, being the jump stream map. So stamina also does play a little bit of a factor if they start running out towards the end.
Alright, well, I guess the first run of the jump stream starts to kick in, and you would expect some flicker back and forth, and to be expected, really.
Yeah, everyone's holding exceptionally well here. All in the high 99.8s here. Benja does drop down to the low 99.8, but not too big of a deal. Because right now, Muchi is pulling off a 99.99.
Yeah, well, I just don't want to look at the top left screen because it's just gonna attract you in any way, shape, or form. But, oh, actually, I thought it was like a drop by Benja, but I believe that would be not the case.
Yeah, this score lead is purely just from the accuracy, and New Zealand's accuracy is not bad at all. Blixer does find a little bit of an act drop down to 99.7, so finding a few 200s there as we're getting into the halfway point of the map soon.
Still maintaining that forward full combo for all 6 players, but it's just a matter of whether or not the accuracy beats out Chile in this case.
I'm not sure when the last time Muchi hit a regular 300 was. I think it was a very long time ago, because
well,
that was like
the very first 3 notes in the intro.
Yeah, it was, because I saw that's accuracy started for Muchi at like 99.8, so it's just been rising and rising throughout the map, and that's really what's causing most of this score gap right now, because New Zealand have very strong accuracies themselves. Midian still in the 99.9, matching Zan's accuracy. Robeats matching Benja's as well. It's just the difference here, Muchi versus Blixer there, and Blixer's still holding strong. 99.7 is a very good accuracy full combo as well. But
well, there's a 200 by Benja, but not too egregious to make sure a drop happening there.
It's just like, what do you do against 99.99? There's no player that can realistically match that score on the side of New Zealand. And Robeats does drop in accuracy a little bit, but not too much. As we're getting towards the last part of the map, still full combos and 8,000 points for Chile just off of the accuracy alone.
Oh, Robeats with the first drop here. And I don't think that's gonna pretty much matter for New Zealand to catch up, because Chile has already a resounding lead.
Yeah, that is going to be Chile's win breakpoint at the
Oh
end
my god.
here. 8,000 points,
999.6.
actually. It did come back a little bit, but oh my god, Michi with the 18.
160 to 1.
That is just straight up 10 times less than anyone else in the lobby. Midian actually getting a really strong accuracy themselves with the score v1SS, but not managing to match up. Chile getting 2 of those score v1SSs themselves.
Alright, we're going straight in for Protect here, right, for Chile here.
Yeah, makes sense for Chile. They just want to make sure they solidify this lead that they've built off of that early breakpoint. So going straight into their own Protect, the map that you would assume they feel most comfortable with. And they do have their LN team, LN lineup here. Bambi FNF and My Angel Kokomi being switched in for those lower 2 slots. And I wonder if New Zealand are going to make any changes here.
I mean, it does seem like the main players for New Zealand are pretty much those 3, except for maybe like a substitute for if they somehow pull up a very good amount of practice for longest in general. I could be proven wrong, but yeah, I think that might just be that.
I was gonna say I think they did have some switch-ins for the LN maps in the qualifiers as well. We're gonna be seeing Koyu for the first time coming in from New Zealand. So the other 2 players on New Zealand staying the same, it seems like. And we'll see how the teams fare when it comes to the long notes. This one a little bit more straightforward than maybe some of the other long note pools in the long note maps in the pool, I should say.
Yeah.
But still not that easy to actually really nail.
Yeah, it should be relative. I mean, this is like the most straightforward picks of LM pick in general. I mean, that what beats it was like the fighting Tunisia, but that alone is like pretty whack as a longer pick in general. This is just the easiest of the one to get good accuracy. Hence, maybe the OD is a little bit higher this time.
Okay, let's see how we end up on the LN density pick here. Of course, expecting. I'm gonna be looking at Muchi's screen once again for this one.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to? Really, right?
That is just how it goes sometimes, but it actually looks like all 6 players off to a fairly good start at the start here. All 3 New Zealand players holding above 99.7 just at the start there. Koyu drops a little bit lower, but not too bad right now.
Yeah, I was really expecting for one to have a little bit of a collapse, but at the same time, the accuracies are just well above there. I would expect like maybe some drops like a 200, but I think it does seem to be fairly the case for Koyu here.
Oh, and that is the first miss going to come out from Koyu's side there, dropping down to 99% accuracy as well. Chile is going to end up with a bit of a lead here, and actually all 3 of these Chile players on above 99.8% accuracy. They are absolutely crushing it right now.
They're still like above like 99.8, 6 on average. Not 99.8, it's just a little bit more of a 6 of the percentile in the average.
Yeah, all of their 3 players, above all the 3 players on New Zealand as well. Robeats and Midian still with the full combos, but their accuracy is falling a little bit behind all the players on Chile at the moment. And actually, weirdly enough, Muchi is with the lowest accuracy on the Chilean team. It goes to show how strong they are.
Yeah. Coming up to the outro, I think the last quarter of it is just pretty much the same ideal here, but I don't think that's pretty much a kind of a tough battle to climb from that score.
Yeah, it is fairly consistent. There's not really that much of any kind of difficulty increase right towards the end. It's fairly consistent throughout the map. So these players looking comfortable throughout the map. It's looking to continue for the rest of it. Koyu does find one last miss at the end, but it's not going to matter that much because this score lead is a little bit insurmountable. Not really much New Zealand can do when Chile are pulling up scores like these. This is more than a 995k average, I think, all 3 players.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Oh my god, okay, we didn't get to see the scores there,
Yeah,
but
that's a V1SS for Bambi. If you're watching very closely there.
yeah,
But yeah, we're
V1SS
going
for
straight for
Bambi,
Protect.
two 200s for Mucci and one 200 for My Angel Kokomi was the score there. Four 200s only for Robeats, ending up getting the highest score in New Zealand there, but yeah, the average of 995k is just a little bit too hard to really beat. That's going to be one of the best team scores we see on that map for sure this weekend.
Yeah, does seem we're gonna be a whole swap. No, not actually a full swap, but I would say for New Zealand only Koyu staying in, and now Xenox coming in now for the first time.
And are we seeing 5 players swap?
It does seem like it. No, actually,
No,
4.
okay, Mucci is staying in, yeah.
So Urusai and San be coming in for the SV. I've seen some Urusai scores in SVs. They are pretty much well expected in line of what I would usually expect. Shan, however, maybe one of the a little bit of a superstar for SV2 as well.
Yeah, and this one being picked by New Zealand as well. This was the Protect from New Zealand, so we'll see how well practiced they are on this one, and maybe an opportunity to be able to take a point from Chile.
6 misses, yeah, you love to see it.
Yeah, the client does just load in a little bit here, trying to load in all the 6 players.
Okay, all right, we're good to go. Looks like everyone's on sync. Bit of a oh wow, okay, that's already dropped to a below S rank for Blixer there.
Yeah, that was a bit of a misread on the start there for Blixer, and finding another drop as well, dropping down to 93%. Actually, Zan as well, and Urusai on the side of Chile, dropping a little bit of accuracy in the intro also, but obviously still Chile with that 30,000 point lead. And we haven't really reached the hard part of the map yet.
Yeah, at this point it's like 45,000 points coming into this very first set of SVs. It's just very sizable lead.
And now we are seeing the accuracy rate rising up again for Blixer and Zan as well. Urusai hitting that 99.2 also. Currently, top of the lobby, Mucci and Zedox both tying their accuracies with the full combos. And Koyu's actually matching Urusai's accuracy as well, so New Zealand doing well for themselves. But it's that third player difference right now that's making up the entire score lead.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a weird patterns in terms of anchor. There's a lot of like 200s everywhere though, except for maybe the top players on the top screen right there. Zedox beating Yuka's score right there now.
Yeah, Muka dropping maybe a 200 at some point there. And it seems like all the other accuracies are kind of staying fairly consistent. Koyu does drop a little bit of accuracy down. Blixer's managed to recover back up to the 95% mark, but still a far way away from the other scores in the lobby. And 112,000 points currently. It is looking like a very clean Chile breakpoint that's going to happen here despite the efforts of Zedox up there.
Ooh. Yeah, looks like it's gonna be pretty much it. Like 115,000 points of difference is really pretty much quite a lead there.
Yeah, Chile with the overall team score there. 200 each for Zedox and Mucci, but Zedox actually beating out Mucci as far as the ratio goes. So really strong individual scores there. But the 3 FCs versus the 2 FCs is the main story here. And Chile managing to win that breakpoint off of New Zealand.
Very, very good scores there for the top row, especially for Z-Dogs actually for taking the MVP there. So not every time you get to see the MVP for pretty much the dominant player, but this time it's going to be Z-Dogs now.
Yeah, and I wonder whether Chile is going to just go for LN3 right away. I feel like that is going to be the obvious pick if they want to keep attacking the the LN pool here.
Well, it does seem to be the case. If Brain Rejiggle works so well, they're gonna go with Tricolor Prism actually.
Okay, switching it up, going to the hybrids instead, so maybe picking the maps that they feel a little bit more comfortable with, maybe.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna be seeing like the composition for the team for Chile here is pretty much what Brain Rejiggle does. So Kokomi is staying for the hybrid Inlanders, and Nambi is coming back in for those.
Yeah, so the same LN team that we saw earlier for Chile being played for the hybrids. Of course, all of these players on Chile can also play pretty much every map. So they can switch in whoever they choose. New Zealand going to be switching back to their LN roster as well, with Roby Timidian coming back in.
Also, to be fair, I don't think we've seen like quite a bit of hybrids like for today. Actually, we're kind of being seeing more of a rise along those SV focused charts, but today may be the first time we've seen hybrid at least.
Yeah, well, we did see a lot of hybrids the first few matches of the weekend. I think there were more hybrid picks than LN picks at the start. But now, yeah, as we're getting into more and more matches, I feel like we have been going more towards the LN versus Rice kind of dynamic for most of these matches. So hybrids ending up being a little bit less played. But here we go. Let's see how the teams perform on this one here, because this one's a little bit faster. This one's a bit more of the physical hybrid compared to the other one. So we'll see if that affects any of these players as far as the combo is concerned, especially.
Yeah, alright. We'll see how this goes for Chile here. So far, though, I mean, for a transition, for those transitions, they've been doing very solid there.
Yeah, everyone's starting with good accuracy overall. Koyu with slightly lower accuracy, 99% flat. It's going to give a little bit of a lead over to Chile.
So far, I mean, looking at the accuracies around, it's just pretty much all around 99 points. I guess the 7 being the lowest for Chile, but Koyu is trying to take it back up to 99.4.
Yeah, Koyu's recovered quite well in the last few seconds here. Angel Kokomi did drop down a little bit, and actually does drop down again below 99.7, so this accuracy lead is still staying as close as it can be, it feels like here. Only 10,000 points the lead for Chile. But the big issue really is these top two players right now for Chile right now. Muchi and Bambi FNF, both of them not being counted out by any of the players in New Zealand, and Robeats actually does find a little bit of an AC drop down to 99.6, so this accuracy lead has grown a little bit.
15,000 point of the score difference because of the accuracy difference is kinda... well, it's hard to recover from that accuracy, especially.
Yeah, the accuracy strength for Chile is really strong right now, and it's going to come down to the misses, it feels like, if New Zealand want to be able to take a break point back. But we're already at the end of the map. This is a fairly short one, less than 2 minutes long. So there's not that much time for a comeback to happen, and we still have 6 full combos.
We still have 6 full combos, it does seem like. Unless nothing happens at the very end of it. Alright.
Yeah, so strong performance from New Zealand here with 3 full combos, but the accuracy is just, oh my god.
Breaking the double digit. Breaking double digits.
Absolutely insane accuracy from Muchi there, but closely followed by the other 2 players. Really strong ratios overall from Chile as a team, and that is what results in another point going towards them. New Zealand now, they're not wasting any time. They're going straight for Rice 1. We're going to be seeing the speed pick now instead.
Right, Moore's this is speed pick, and when I say speed, it's kind of a very loosely sustained speed pick. So yeah, kind of interesting to see whether or not they can take even further for accuracy there.
Yeah, and these streams in this map are very sustained for a really long time as well, so if you kind of struggle a little bit keeping up with the level of speed, level of BPM in this one, it goes up to almost 300 BPM effective for the snaps, then you can lose quite a lot of accuracy very quickly on some of the patterns.
Alright, we should be getting in soon. Interested to see how this goes now.
Yeah, just a couple of switch outs here. We are getting Blixer switching in for Koyu and Zan switching in for My Angel Kokomi. So Chile with their team on match point as well. New Zealand looking to get on the board now with this pick.
Where's My Angel, Nila, where you're at it?
We can have all the Genshin characters playing Mania in MWC at one point, surely.
So true.
We have Ganyu Angel on the side of China this year as well at the same time. So there's a few of them out there.
There's a fair few out there. They should be. But anyways, let's see. I guess the most strange picks is very straightforward, so it's very easy to lose your spot there.
Midian off to a bit of a rough start on the side of New Zealand, but the other players holding on really strong. Blixer's doing really well at the start here, 99.86. So we have a very close map actually, as Zan drops a little bit of accuracy, so now not far in front of Midian, only 2,000 points in the lead of Chile.
Oh, Bambi now with a miss, the first miss there actually.
Yeah, the first miss that Chile has gotten all match actually, and this is going to switch the lead over towards New Zealand. They are comfortably with a bit of a 4,000. Oh, I say comfortably, not very comfortable at all.
Yeah, well, the accuracy is still very much in favor of Chile's, but the 200 draws might have maybe costed it.
Why does Vici have that many nines in the accuracy?
I mean, come on. Hey,
that shouldn't be allowed. That is the only reason.
For Muka, jump stream equals stream accuracy.
Muka's accuracy right now is the only reason why Chile is keeping this map really close. It's only 3,000 points, so it's nothing guaranteed just yet. We still have a third of the map left.
Actually, the score difference is shrunk considerably there.
Yeah, it's shrinking. New Zealand, all three of their players now on that 99.7 range.
Oh my god.
But Bambi FNF has managed to recover.
Going back.
The accuracy is just so strong for Chile. The miss from Bambi doesn't matter because they're still holding 99.84 and rising at the same time, even though Zan's accuracy is being beaten by New Zealand right now. It doesn't look like it matters. And it's only
There's still one more stream left.
1,000 points of difference. A couple of 200s could easily flick this back towards New Zealand's side.
Oh my god. It's looking to be like it. Chile takes it back in.
Oh no, at the end. And it's 70. Oh my god. You can't do that.
Hey, this is Muka has less 300s than the jump stream score.
Oh, that is insane. I don't understand how you get 99.5k on that one, but Chile needed that score to be able to recover from that, and they end up taking it but with such a close margin. New Zealand's team score is really strong on this map. And actually, it was Midian actually missed the very first note. I didn't even see that one.
yeah. Still counts as FC regardless, but you know, given 993k is like pretty much an FC score, but regardless, that's a very valiant effort there by New Zealand, and is going to the lower bracket here, and Chile was moving up to round of 16.
Yeah, Chile will be moving forward in the winners bracket, going to be playing in the winners round of 16. Well, New Zealand goes down to the losers bracket. They're going to get one more opportunity as well. And at the very least, you know, their Rise scores are looking very, very strong. So some of those losers bracket teams got to be watching out. I feel like we say that for all of the teams because there are so many strong ones down in that losers bracket. I don't think anyone wants to be there right now. Yeah,
strong teams, but also pretty fresh new teams, especially. I have never seen like 60 to 70% of the new players for every single team in the Mania World Cup.
Yeah, it's been good to see a lot of the new players for a lot of these teams. I think New Zealand also one of those teams that has a lot of names that I haven't necessarily seen too much in the tournament scene before, so it's good to see them performing well at the same time. So that'll be it for, at least for now. We do have one more match coming up in about 30 minutes. That will be... I've already forgotten what the match is, but...
It is Taiwan versus Mexico, yeah.
Okay, that's the one. That's the one. Okay, so we have one more match in this little block of matches here. And then we'll have the rest of our matches later tonight. We'll be seeing all of the other matches for the round of 32. So make sure you stick around 30 minutes. We're going to be having a short break until then. And in the meantime, maybe go check out those banners on the Osu store. You can put them on your profile. And you can stack them as well now. So you can buy as many as you want. Fill your entire Osu profile. Make everyone scroll all the way down to actually see anything that's on your profile.
Yeah, if you dare now, you can buy all 32 team banners if you want to stack your profile. Maybe just to make your friends scroll a little bit longer to the bottom to see anything on your stats there. But yeah, those 32 team banners are on the host store there, so be sure to check it out and buy one to support your favorite teams over there in the Mania World Cup 2024. And it's gonna be a busy evening, especially for today, because all of those matches are in that particular block.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be a good one to stick around for. But we're going to be back in 30 minutes. So until then, we'll see you next time.
Take care.